Hello everyone, I want to make a short video today, sermon video. I'm going to be in Numbers 22, 1 through 35, I think. It's a longer video and maybe I can condense it on down. But I made a similar video. This is going to be about Baalam. It's the story of Baalam. And I've made a similar video about having the courage to stop. If old Balaam had stopped, he wouldn't have gotten in trouble. But like a lot of people, he just kept going, and that's what got him in trouble. And like I said, I'm going to be in the King James Version of the Bible, chapter 22, verses 1 through 35, I think. And Balaam is quite a bit written about him, more than Mary, Jesus' mother. So it must be something, for us to take a lesson and notice of. He's got God's attention, and he clearly hears God's voice. So what can we learn with a prophet? It's about a talking donkey. And, like when we start doing something we need to quit, like finding fault with God's people or any of that kind of thing, we have to have the courage to stop. And it said, and the children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side of Jordan by Jericho. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw that all that Israel had done to the Amorites. Israel was a protected people, and the enemies of Israel, God just mowed them down for them. And Moab was sore afraid of the people because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. Moab was sore afraid. I've been afraid several times, but I've only been sore afraid just a few times. But Moab was sore afraid of the people because there are many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field? And Balak the son of Zippor was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers before unto Balaam the son of Beor to Pethor, or whatever how you pronounce it, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I might drive them out of the land. For I wot not that whom thou blessed is blessed, and whom thou cursed is cursed. So I wot not. I wot that he whom thou blessest. I know that who you bless is blessed, and who you curse is cursed. And that's a known fact. Balaam's hard to figure out. He starts out, and you're thinking that God's with him. He's hard to figure out. You think he's a man following God. He says and he does the right things when you first encounter him in the book of Numbers. He even looks religious at times. There's people like that in the world. You see them on TV. They got a big following, a big crowd, and you think how religious they are. He's a guy that dines with the king. He's well known among his people, and he's a legend in neighboring lands. He's also the only person we read about that has a conversation and talks with a donkey. And the elders, and it says, and the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand, and they came unto Balaam and spake him the words of Balak. This is Numbers 22, 1 through 35, but he's mentioned again in Peter And in Jude, they mention him by name. And you'll even find him again over in the book of Revelation. So this is a great lesson. Verse 8, and he said unto them, lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Lord shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And God said unto Balaam, and said, what men are these with thee? And that's quite amazing to me. I mean, God that knows everything would even ask. I guess he did it to jar Balaam. Why would it be necessary for God to ask anything? But like I said, he probably did it to try to wake Balaam up, but he didn't do it. And Balaam said unto God, Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent unto me, saying, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And God said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. And old Balaam, he was like some of the rest of us, that when God tells us not to do, we just keep asking him. And after a while, God will let you do what you're asking to do. But anyway, I do that. We do that. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak, get you into your land, and for the Lord refuses to give me leave to go with you. He knew God's will was for him not to go. But as he kept thinking around, kept easing on toward what he wanted to do. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went with Balak and said, Balaam refuses to come with us. Ought to be settled right there. But he just keeps on entertaining. It said, we're not supposed to set a place for the devil, not give place to the devil. It should have been the end of it. But Balaam didn't close the book. He just kept listening. And Balak said yet again, princes more and more honorable than they. In verse 16, and they came to Balaam and said, and more honorable than they. Somebody will ask you to do something, and you don't feel comfortable in doing it. And you say, no, I don't want to do that. And then they'll start telling you, well, so-and-so does it, and tell you about people that you look up to, and they'll say they did it. But if you know it's wrong, it's wrong. It don't matter who says anything. If your conscience and the Bible doesn't make it good. And they came to Balaam and said unto him, thus saith Balak the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. For I will promote you into a great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. I remember when I first started working with Carnation Company, I had just received the Holy Ghost, and he came to work with me. I worked for Carnation Company. He came down from Nashville to work with me. And there was another salesman with him. And he was Gene Gilly was in a motel, and I went over there to meet him, and he said he had some things to discuss. And then it just like the Lord just let him think. He said, Dale might want to go to church. And he said, Steve, the other guy said, Steve, would you mind if I cover it with Dale first? I told him I wanted to go. That Wednesday night was my church night. And I didn't have that to worry with anymore. We got that straight right off the top. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God to do less or more. Sound like his mind is made up, but he just keeps dabbling. Now therefore I pray you tarry ye also here this night, that I might know what the Lord will say to me more. But stay here one more night, and I'll see if the Lord has anything else to say to me. What's going on here is our prophet wants to do what God has told him not to do. We all do that now and then, and it's never a good thing, but God allows us to do what we want to do. He'll let us do. After he warns us so many times, he's like, go ahead then, and you'll see why I told you no. It means that he will sometimes allow us to do things that we insist on doing, even when what we want directly opposes his will. We have a free will to do, to obey or not to obey. I can't explain it any better than saying this. Sin always carries consequences. Disobedience always carries consequences. So many things have gone wrong in my life when I've done that, and I'm sure you can relate. That's what Balaam is doing here, and it's probably the money that's enticing him. And what's your price? Uh, is there anything that you would die for rather than compromise? And God said to Balaam all at night, and God came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them, but yet the word which I shall say unto thee, thou shalt not do. This was a test because he had already told him not to go. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. This is a story of greed, compromise, betrayal, and corruption. This is lessons from a donkey riding prophet that caution us to be more like the donkey than the prophet. And God's anger was kindled because he went. And the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants was with him. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand, the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field, and Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of the Lord stood in the vineyards, a wall bent on this side and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself in the wall, crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. If he had done what he's supposed to do in the first place, he wouldn't have got his foot hurt. Go back. What's it going to take to get you the message? It reminds me of when I was in the Army, and these guys come by on a deuce and a half, and I had civilian clothes. I hadn't yet been issued any military clothing, and they saw us out there. They knew we was newbies. They knew we was new in the Army, and they said, "Go back, go AWOL." And I didn't know what they meant at first, but I kind of see what they was talking about. And the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where there's no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she spake unto Balaam, "What have I done unto thee, that thou hast smit me these 3 times?" Boy, that is a wake up. If your animal starts talking to you, that ought to wake you wide up. But when people's asleep, you can't hardly wake them up. And Balaam said unto the ass, "Because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in my hand, for now would I kill thee." It looks like the donkey speaking. It would have caused Balaam to come to his senses. And the ass said unto Balaam, am not I thine ass upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine, and to this day was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand, and he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. You know, whenever men fell down before angels before, he would say, that he wasn't God or whatever, and not to bow. But this angel let him. Why? I just wonder why. But anyway, and the angel of the Lord said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I have slain thee, and saved her alive. And Balaam said unto the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. And now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. And the angel of the Lord said unto Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee shalt thou speak. So Balaam went with the princes. You know, we've all disobeyed the Lord, not sinned, but did something we didn't need to do, or didn't do something that we did need to do. But this is a lesson. If you're going down the wrong way, turn around, go back. Don't keep going in that direction. It's danger down there. The one more step. Don't go one more step, because that one more step may be too far. So if you see yourself getting bitter, if you see yourself finding fault with people, if you see yourself criticizing, condemning, and complaining, stop right then. Don't go any further. I might preach this make another video sermon on down the road if I see something more in this sermon. But I really have enjoyed getting this to you. Maybe it'll help you in some way. I'm still taking requests from people. I'm still not making videos every day anymore, more like once or twice a week. But I want to serve you. I care about you, and whatever you need, that's what I want to do. I'm going to give you my phone number, 256-508-4410. If you call, I might not get back to you right then, but I'll get back to you as soon as again. If you would, leave me a message. And as I said, I love and care about you. Hopefully we'll get to be together and meeting soon, I hope. So may God bless you is my prayer.